Hi, thanks for holding out. It's been quite a long session, right? Um, I'm Dan Kelleher from Civic. I think I know most of you, but I've been busy coding away upstairs the whole time, so I've missed talking with a few of you. I have an actual real-life Hacker House demo that started working yesterday to show you in a minute. I'm very excited about it, assuming it works. Civic, we do identity on Solana, and that means a few different things, but I'm going to talk about one specific thing right now, which is Civic Pass. Civic Pass is a permissions layer that you can add to a program, smart contract, in other words, or a dApp, to allow you to kind of add constraints to access to that program based on real-world identity properties. Some examples we've been using, this is live already in mainnet Serum integration. We've also got integration with Candy Machine. And there's a few different use cases, right? Especially when it comes to things like DAOs. You might want to have a DAO that only really operates in a particular region. You might want to have a DAO that has restrictions on age, for example. Or an increasingly interesting one, especially when it comes to different voting mechanisms, is Sybil attack resistance and one person, one vote. All of these things are essentially possible through Civic Pass, and I've been working over it started working yesterday evening, a integration with Realms that I'm going to show you now. So here is Realms. We've seen it a few times today, and what I've got is a DAO called NoBot DAO. This is like your basic bog standard Civic Pass, the simplest possible one you can get. You can see that I've put together a little integration here, which basically lets you choose your flavor of pass, right? This is all. The UI for this is not official yet. Like I said, it's been put together for this demo, but it's all working. That's using the equivalent pattern on the smart contract on the program as the NFT voter plugin that was released a month or two ago. And by the way, thanks, Sebastian, for your help over the last few days in showing me around the code. So this one has the bot resistance pass, which means that I can only add a proposal or vote if I have a token, and I don't yet. I don't have this bot resistance pass, so this will eventually fail. Whoops, I don't want to print my screen. So how do I get one of these passes? Well, I've added this button as well to the Realms UI, and what this does is opens up a kind of an iframe that we inject, and in this one it's the simple one. If you've played around with Candy Machine, you may have seen this one. This is the famous captcha. So I'm going to look for trains for a second. It's what I do in my spare time. Is that a train? No. And once it's gone through this, we have to prove ownership of the wallet. This is all running in DevNet so far, by the way. And a pass is now being issued to my wallet, and you can see this appears as active. I don't know why this is spinning here. I guess DevNet is, I don't know exactly why. But were I to re-click this button now, it would pass. What's effectively happened is we've dropped a token. It's effectively an NFT, but it's got one important difference, which I'll talk about a little bit later. That's the simple case, the kind of like bot resistance case. But the kind of a really cool one is one that's just new. This is a Uniqueness Pass. So this is not a product that we do yet. You guys are literally the first people inside and outside the company of Civic that have seen this. So it might not work, so just have to bear with me if not. But basically what this is we use a face scan to try and associate a particular human being with a particular wallet. And that's kind of mind-blowing for a lot of crypto, right? And it's going to lead to a lot of kind of rethinking. There's obviously ways to reclaim or revoke and then associate it with a different wallet with a kind of a cool down period. But the basic idea behind this is allowing the kind of one person, one vote process. So I'm going to try and get myself one of these uniqueness tokens. It's running a little bit slow. Let me refresh. I have to start from here. Okay, connect the wallet. Civic Unique DAO. Okay, it's checking if I have a token. It doesn't find one. Checks that I own the wallet that I'm trying to issue the token for. This is the bit where I scan my face. This is going to look weird. Just bear with me. If I smile, it doesn't work so well, so don't make me laugh. God damn it, you made me smile, guys. Okay, there's glare and extreme lighting. I'm going to have to ask everyone to turn the lights off. Literally, the sweat on my forehead is causing problems here. Okay, we got it, we got it. Now the pass is being issued. Now it's active. Just haven't found it here yet. Okay, well, it's active. I don't need to go through and show you. I wanted to actually show like it failed to issue to create a proposal and then it succeeded, but things are running a little bit slowly, so I'm not going to show you that bit. So it's active. We're happy. Yeah, that's the Uniqueness Pass. So this is will be eventually in the governance program library and available to every DAO that needs it. The different use cases that I showed here, some of them require kind of talking to us to, oh yeah, they're still blocked, require talking to us to kind of get them working and so on. There's a lot of different cases and we're definitely open to whatever that you guys DAOs need. Talk to me if you haven't already. I have been kind of hiding away, getting all this working over the last couple of days. Thanks very much, and any questions?
My question is, wow. So can you explain a little bit more about that video verification and how that is done and how nothing is stored and it's just a proof? Can you explain a little bit about that?
Okay, so there is always a kind of a trade-off when it comes to centralization. I meant to show this slide. It's a very weird way of showing slides. So the Uniqueness Pass is definitely not, like if it's a sliding scale, the kind of identity verification where you scan your documents and so on is more on the decentralized side. When it comes to uniqueness, we or somebody has to store, I've seen this face before, right? And what we do is we have this this layer, which we call a gatekeeper network. It's being shown here on the slide. I just noticed I'm always waving my hand in front of that. Must be distracting for you guys. Sorry about that. But the idea is that anybody who wants to be able to issue a pass in the network can. You're not literally tying in, unlike an NFT where you usually have like a collection or address or the artist who's like a public key. With this gatekeeper network, you trust the network. And not Civic in particular. You're not hard coding in Civic into your DAO. But when it comes to the Uniqueness Pass, we store we turn your face into a point on a multidimensional vector, plane, I guess you would call it. So your face is turned into a face map, and that map turns into a vector on this multidimensional plane, and there's a similarity check to see if it matches anything else. So we don't store a picture of your face, we store your face as a kind of a point. And that is so far the best we can do. This decentralized layer with the network where anyone can join in, and then no PII except for the kind of the result of the function of turning your face into a point. That's it.
Excuse me, I have a question on that. So obviously maybe a normie question. Excuse me. Obviously, the MacBook doesn't have Face ID with lasers and biometrics and stuff. It's just an optical image. How do you convert this optical image to those points? And how do you prevent someone faking it?
So we work with partners who are like the best in breed for that sort of thing. You saw I did that weird zooming in thing. Sorry. And that is actually quite difficult to fake. It's difficult. It's provably resistant against masks, against people holding up 3D faces and things like that. It doesn't just check that you're able to move it forwards and back. It checks that your muscles move the correct way when you do that. And all those things together mean that it's really, I mean, I'd love for you guys to all try it out. I'm hoping to get it all in front of you very soon, and then we'll be able to see. But we've been using it for liveness as part of our ID verification check for 3 or 4 years now, and now we're also using it for uniqueness. Okay,
but we've seen so far now some mobile wallets being able to use the biometrics, either that's fingerprints or I don't know if, Face ID also. Will that be integrated?
So there's a difference in using it for authentication. Are you the person that enrolled? And using it for uniqueness, for checking against other faces. For uniqueness, you need some kind of backend to just kind of keep those data points like I was mentioning and check the similarities. But I would be very keen for the non-uniqueness cases to integrate those sort of biometric checks, yes.
This is fantastic. I'm really excited to see it come into Realms and come to life. I'm curious, have you thought at all about integrating with Discord around this?
Our head of product would jump down your throat for that question, because that's like kind of next. What we have in store is a kind of a derived pass. So what you're seeing here is like, it would be good for any DAO, it would be good for any NFT platform, whatever you like. You do it once and you reuse it. But a lot of people are coming to us and saying, well, kind of like the whitelist use case, right? We want to only issue governance tokens or issue NFTs to people on our whitelist. But there's a lot of checks that we have to go through before we decide whether somebody's on our whitelist or not, whether they've followed us on Twitter, retweeted us, or joined a particular Discord server and that sort of thing. What we want to do is take as much of that and put it on chain. So you have to get your pass, whichever pass it is, and then you have to go through a kind of a Discord verification process, and that will issue a derived pass. And that derived pass is good for that particular DAO or that particular project. And Discord is basically in the works. Watch this space. I think it will probably be next.
I know the answer, but want everybody to hear that. How does it work with other plugins, if SP governance, when we are using Mango Locker, when we are using NFT Locker, or any the plugin they are trying to create for Red? How is going to that work?
I'm glad you started by saying you knew the answer, because I'd be like, wait, what is he asking? He knows this. So very soon it will be composable. So the idea would be, I don't know if everyone knows how SPL governance works behind the scenes, but every vote is kind of given a weight. And the weight is normally how many governance tokens you have, effectively. But it can be replaced by some other mechanism. The NFT voter plugin basically ascribes a weight based on how many NFTs you have or what type of NFT you have. And the idea would be that these plugins can be composable, and they would basically inherit the weight of the previous plugin. And this sort of plugin is a gate, right? It lets you in or it doesn't. It doesn't affect the weight. It just says this weight or nothing or break. So that's basically how it will work. This is the first prototype, I expect. Don't hold me to this. Maybe next week that'll all work. Actually, I'm holding you to it more than anything else.
Thank you.
Yeah, so hi. Once again, this is really awesome. We talked about this earlier yesterday. I kind of have two questions. One is a sub-question. So I'm not really sure that I understood the uniqueness part. So is it that you're not actually doing the authorization, but actually just checking if that specific face is unique in some set of faces that already voted or whatever?
Actually, I wanted to show it. I wanted to show the other case as well, but we're getting questions, so I'd like to keep the questions going. But yes, if I were to now sign in with a different wallet and then go through the same flow again, it would fail to issue me the pass, and therefore stop me from voting or opening proposals in the DAO, whether I have a governance token or not.
Okay, so you basically use one wallet, then kind of enroll the uniqueness in the gatekeeper network. And if you want to do that once again with another wallet, it will...
There's a cooldown period, yeah. And I have lots of ideas that I hope I will have time to implement about connecting wallets together. The idea that you have, I don't know if people know much about like decentralized identity. There's this idea of a DID, a decentralized identifier. I want to associate the uniqueness pass with that. And then you can connect wallets to that. And any one of those wallets will be good. Whether they're burner wallets or not, but you can't basically reuse the same uniqueness pass on every one of your 1,000 wallets or anything like that.
Awesome. And the main question now, I would like to know. It stopped. So do you kind of use some kind of an open source algorithm for this, or third party for just face recognition?
Right now it's third party for the face recognition, and everything kind of above that is open source.
Okay, thank you very much. Once again, awesome.
Thanks.
When do we integrate? Call me.
Will do.
That's not a question.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.